Hey there everyone, Michael Devon back here with some more starbeam.one content. We're doing a product tour. We just got done with deposits. Now we're going to see what you can do with those flares that you deposited into your account here with the purchase and product. Let's begin. All right, let's get back to this. Resume where we left off. I just realized, this is kind of getting used to everything here. I realized that we could full screen Edge to provide a little bit more space there, kind of show things off a little bit. And this is kind of the marketplace. So you can get to the marketplace by go back to the front page here, and here's right down here towards the bottom. You just go to products, and I believe you can also get to it from here as well. Yeah, products here. Same thing. And it takes you to this list of all the published products in the marketplace. And now that we have flares in our account, which is up here. So also, I mentioned probably, I've had a couple of takes here that haven't completely worked out. But if I haven't yet, make sure that every icon in starbeam.one has a mouse over. So if it doesn't have a mouse over, please let me know, because that is a bug. I make sure that every icon in starbeam.one, or anything that I design, or anything that I have any part with, has mouse over, has text, because that's a huge pet peeve of mine, is to have an icon that's just sitting there and have absolutely no idea what it does. And it's like, oh, really? Yeah, I hate that. Absolutely hate that. So make sure if I have anything, if I'm guilty of that, let me know, because I will take care of that immediately. Okay, getting to the flares. We have our flares, and now we can go visit a product, and we're going to go to this text product because that's kind of interesting to me. So, okay, so here we go. The storefront, right? So as a publisher, with starbeam.one, as a creator / artist / publisher, I use all of those interchangeably. You publish your licenses. Licenses grant access and powers to the holder of that license, and those licenses are sold on a storefront. So the publishing process creates the licenses, creates the content that is accessed by those licenses, and then provides a storefront. And we are looking at that storefront now and getting to some of these properties. From that content is the title here, and then most importantly, probably, arguably, is this identity, right? So this is the identity of the person that published this product, and you can see their identity, their handle, and the network that they are a part of. So that is really important, right? So if I click this link, I can go verify that this is the person that I follow. And you can see here, going further in the future, we could improve upon that, right? We could integrate further permissions here and show you that you are a follower of this person on that network. So it requires a little bit more permissions to do that, and a little bit more work and time, something that I don't have right now. But it will allow you to say, right here on starbeam.one, this is the person you follow and know. So there's further integration and partnership, right, with OAuth 2 providers, what I was talking about, that partnership aspect. So, okay, cool. So hopefully you can see the identity here. It's the first thing you see, and it says specifically, make sure you know this person, that it is who you think it is. And moving along here, we've got our default cover, getting back to that content, right? And I kind of just want to show this off. I got a CD here from one of my favorite artists from high school, kind of way back machine, and Moby, right? Product, right? This is a product, and it has packaging, right? And it has a cover, and it's got a B-side, right? And it has content, C, and a D-side, what I'm calling it. And we're going to be using that for discovery as we'll see. But A, B, C, D. So 4 sides. And that is a product. That is the digital products that we produce, we generate, right? We generate a website, and it has those 4 pages. So here, also, part of that is this cover that is displayed on the storefront. So you can specify this cover, but if you don't, it is a default. And I
might be more of the fine art. I might be more aligned with the fine art, but I'm not so much of a graphic designer. So I kind of just, I leave that to the graphic artist, designer to actually make those types of art. So definitely looking to get a graphic artist here before the April release, and that would be, that would, having a better cover is definitely in the plans for that. But you can provide your own cover, and that is also part of the deal here when you create your product. And we'll show that in one of the next recordings here after this one. So moving on from there, we've got the description. Really quick one there for this. I just posted it to make sure that it works, sort of thing. And then let's move on to the license, right? So this is a section where you get to license and by the number, more wordplay. Yes. Get used to it, and and I hope to show that actually has a little bit of truth to it, as we'll see here. So first off is this is the 4 of 11. So there have been, getting back up to here, this is kind of important. This sort of plays off of that, right? So this is the first issuance of the product, and there are 2 waves and 11 licenses. So getting back to those waves, the first wave has 1, and then each subsequent wave is multiplied by 10, right? So if there are 2 waves, one wave has 1, and then we take that 1 multiplied by 10, and that's 10 for the second wave. So 1, 10 equals 11, right? So we add those together, and that equals 11. So this is the 4th license out of 11 in that issuance. So the issuance is a collection of licenses, kind of refreshing everyone's memory from the introduction videos here. And that's exactly what I specify. That's exactly what is specified here in the license container here. And so now we also, the other cool thing about these numbers is that this license is indexed according to several indexes, and these are listed here. So kind of the easiest one here, I would say, or most obvious, is the system, right? So the system, mouse over is again kind of a thing with me. We'll have tool tips and things of that nature. But the system index is all of the licenses that have been generated for this system for all time, right? And there have been 25 licenses created in this system, and this is the 18th of that. So hopefully you can see there are different ways of showing the indexing or the position of this license within all the licenses ever generated, right? This is kind of something that I feel is also kind of missing from cryptocurrency, right? Or the NFTs. One thing for sure, well, not for sure, but of all the research that I've seen, and I've looked into it, I've been asking questions, and maybe I'm not looking in the right places, but from what I can tell, an NFT is not indexed or numbered by the entire blockchain. It's just scoped to the smart contract it is issued from, right, or is published from. And so this is kind of a differentiator, right? This is the entire system, all the licenses ever published, right? So it gets its own number, its own unique number, and so that's how that works. Hopefully you understand that, and so that we can now look at these other indexes, and they are kind of the same thing, right? So of all of the licenses produced by the author, there have been 25, and this is the 18th. Make sure my vision is okay. Yep, 18th. This is the 18th license out of those 25. So there's only, you can derive here that there's only one author in the entire system right now, and they both share the same account. So moving on from there, we've got these waves, right? So again, this is 2 waves. Now that first license is that first wave, right? And so licenses 2 through 10. Is that right? Yep, 2 through 10 are in the second wave, and that's what we have here. So we've got that. This is the second of 2 waves in this issuance, right? Okay, great. So now we have the in that wave index. So now we're now in that second wave, right? So it's 2 to 10, and this is 4. So we've got 2, 3, 4. So this is 3 out of 10, right? So hopefully that makes sense. And I have a little mouse over there to help as well. Speaking of visual artists, graphic artists, that's definitely something that along the lines that help demonstrate exactly what this means. And remember, this is measuring magnitude. So you as an artist, as you grow over time, you're wanting to measure magnitude and how many licenses you are capable of selling. And that's kind of what this is all about. All right, hopefully that makes sense. Now we're kind of getting into more detail here. We're kind of just some additional detail in the number of waves issued and sold and remaining. Right, a little bit more additional detail, really basic right now, but hopefully over time we'll flesh that out. Remember, this is like a prototype sort of thing, so we're just really getting the minimal viable information out there. So okay, I think that's everything. Now let's get to the main event here. Press purchase. Yes, great. So now we've got this purchase screen, we've got the cover, and it shows you the price, right? So that price, I kind of glanced over, that is $2 there, right above the purchase. And now it's taking that price and saying, okay, this is what you're going to pay. Because remember, we're back up over here with our HUD, which is now grayed out. We have 15, so we can afford this, right? And this is where we take that subtotal, we take the price of that unit, this is the digital license that we're purchasing, and that's the subtotal. And now is this network gratuity, right? And this network gratuity is how starbeam.one makes money. This is how we're going to pay for our hosting costs, right? This is like Azure. Azure is expensive, of course, and of course anyone else that is working for us. And also kind of note, I didn't mention this in the introduction videos, but I am not taking a salary. So everything, I built this as something that I would use and I will use, and that is how I will be making money. So I'm not taking a salary to help with those costs. And so, again, saying that this is the 10% that we're looking for, right? And so you can choose. I've got some emojis there to help out how we feel about this gratuity, but you can choose 0, right? And if you do choose 0, you can just put a comment. Something like that, and if you feel that way, I do talk a lot, and when I'm on camera, apparently, when I'm on a video, it's like a live stream sort of thing. That's how I feel being an introvert for these past couple of years in a pandemic. That's certainly the feeling here. So, but you can put a comment on something else, provide feedback. We're looking for that 10%, and that's what that all is about. And you can also go further than that. I'm getting mesmerized by my own product here, but you can also do more, right? So you can go from 0 to 50%. And the reason why I don't do more than that is I want to keep things responsible, right? And so we do look for a certain amount, but you can also go more than that. But I do want to keep things responsible. I don't want to go overboard with that. How about this? All right, get that down talk. You got to replace it and kind of balance it out with that there with a good talk there. So kind of a thing with me, right? So we've got the 50% there. So we've got our gratuity, but that's a little bit too much for me. So I'm gonna kind of remove that there and just kind of just keep it simple. Let's just go for that 10% because that 10% is what we're looking for. And if you go over that, well, we keep track of that. And eventually the idea is that we're going to have partnerships, right? And so if you go over that, you get put on a list, a VIP list, so to speak, and you'll get access to special offers and promotions from our partners that will be, helping out in that regard. And so there's definitely going to be some perks if you do more than that. And the same will go for royalties as well. So we are keeping track of it. So that's why that's important. And so final action here. Now we are going to purchase. Hopefully that makes sense. This is going to be 10%. 10% of $2 is, or 2 flares is 0.2, and that's going to be 2.2. Getting used to the terminology, getting it out of my head. Excuse me. You also have to realize this is the first time I've been getting it out of my head and talking about it. So please bear with me. Okay, let's purchase it. Bye. All right. Here it is. It's queuing that purchase. It's putting it out. It's going to be processing it. Please. Yes. Woo. Same thing, right? It's going to a worker process, and a lot of bad things can happen, and just with software in general. So very appreciative to see that work each and every time. Purchase is complete, and we can view this, and we can also visit our Star Vault, which is where it is contained now. So this is our digital license. We have our own digital license, and we're going to click on that. And this is our product now, and it has certain actions for the MVP. It's so simple, right? MVP is minimal viable product, and viable means purchasing and reselling digital product in a centralized way. That is the MVP. Okay, so we're going to get to the resale next, or in a future session here. But now we're going to launch. So what did I just buy? Right? It's like, okay, I just purchased this thing, but I saw the cover, but what did I purchase? Right? So now what you purchased was the digital license. And the digital license gives you rights to view the content. So now you can view the content, and hopefully we can see this here. Great, awesome, yes. So now this opens up in a new browser tab, and this is it, right? So getting back to the product, right? That's what this is. You have your 4 sides, your A, B, C, and then D for discovery, and we're going to go through that here. And so here's your A side. So remember, a website gets generated for each and every license, and it is hosted in Azure, and you can only see this content if you have access to that, if you hold that license, right? That license acts as a key, and so much more. And so here we go. We've got that. All of these are properties that were created when or assigned when we created the product, which is going to be the next demonstration here. The next video we're going to get into, we'll show how that works. And so you can just kind of get the feeling here. This is just an introduction, and we're going to open it. Why not? We're going to open up this product, and here we are. It is a poem. Yes, a poem, a text file, and that's kind of a cool thing we got going on here with starbeam.one. Everything isn't text, so it's not just you see a lot with NFTs. Maybe they do have text files, or they'll encode the text right into the blockchain, which has its pros and cons. It's kind of cool, but anyone can see it. So, the value is kind of debatable, sort of thing. But here we go. This is Markdown. This is a Markdown file, and it's all text, right? So you can select it, and it is a text file. And you can also download that file if you'd like as to your own machine. Now, people will say that, yeah, well, you can just buy it and then you just download it, and that's not really the problem we're solving, right? The problem space is getting artists paid, right? And really, that's sort of the thing that starbeam.one is all about. And really, that is the focus. So we're not looking for a DRM. That's just, for me, that's a fool's errand at this point, because everything is so open on the web. What we're doing is we're producing and creating a unique way for artists to get paid around those digital licenses, right? And so, maybe at some point we can do that, but that's not my focus, right? I've just been around so much DRM that it really kind of loses the spirit of things, I feel. And so we're just really keeping things simple and seeing how it goes, right? So, here we have a text file. That's the content. C. Notice that I go along with an A. That's sort of the cover, the title, and then we have our B side. And the B side, here we go. This also is kind of cool. So this is an HTML page, right? This is a fully generated website. And so it's HTML, and we can put anything we want here. So we have details that are provided by the creator. We have the license. This is placeholder right now, but this is where all the legal documentation goes, right? So you can see exactly what the artist has intended for this product, right? This is kind of like a nebulous thing right now with NFTs, but here you've got a digital product, and it has all the legal documentation. We're getting that sorted out right now with our legal partner there at Fourscore. Fourscore Legal is who we're partnering with, and right now we have resources, and we've got also with this, we have resources. We have a link to additional resources if we'd like. I was thinking of having Fourscore there as well, but we also have this really cool, copyright blog that you can visit for additional information for copyrights and things of that nature. So kind of hopefully you get the idea here is that this is like so much more than an NFT, right? It's a fully fledged product. It's a fully generated website with all this content that you can add additional information, right? And sponsors, right? What if we have the ability to sponsor these products, these digital products, right? Putting an advertisement in these, and and down the road sharing those revenues that are generated from that, right? They're a sponsor, just like I think NASCAR, right? When I think of a sponsor, it's a NASCAR. And we also have really subtle advertising. I'm okay with subtle advertising, right? We've got ReSharper, big fan of ReSharper. They're right down here. And, that is an idea, is having this notion of subtle advertising, right? We don't want to have the wavy, inflatable arm tube man feel sensation that every website has these days. I absolutely hate that, right? But we want subtle advertising. But this is also, hopefully, you got another advertised little banner ad down here, but this is every digital product that is sold, right? Hopefully you're getting the idea here. This is way more than you see with NFTs, right? Going back to the content here, and then D. Oh, what happened there? Okay, cool. We got a little bit of a flash. That might have been a caching issue, but we've got D for discovery, right? So this is a D side. So we got B for the backside, C for content, and D for discovery. A is just the A side. So this is where we would put like discovery, right? So what are other titles that are like the artists that you have purchased here? And so that's what this would be about, just in general, recent purchases, right? And so here's related. And so hopefully you get the idea here. This is like so much more enriching and has a lot of potential. And so special offers, more. So notice where the advertisement is, right? It's out of the way. This is where it should be, in my mind. It shouldn't be in your face. It shouldn't be just distracting you. It has its place and it's subtle. Very subtle. This is kind of what we're after. And have you been to Michigan? Yes, Michigan. Surrounded by fresh water in an age of rising ocean water. And this picture was taken in Traverse City. You must visit this place if you visit Michigan. So, I intend on having a full page devoted to Michigan for every digital product that is sold on starbeam.one, because this was made in Michigan. It is the home of my birth, and I'm very proud of it. And so it is something that I will definitely carry out here with every digital product that is sold with starbeam.one. Okay, cool. Hopefully that gives you an idea of what is being sold here. And, I feel there's just, remember, low prices, right? So you get all of this for a very low price. This is not $100,000 or a couple $1,000,000 for a link that goes to a resource that can be broken at a whim's notice sort of thing. This is a full product for like a couple dollars, right? Or even less than that, depending on how you price things, right? So hopefully you see the value here, and you can get as excited about it as I am right now. All right, I think that's enough. It's almost half an hour. Oh my goodness. We'll end right there, and we'll see you at the next recording, whatever that may be. See you there.